going on, everybody? I am Hans Martin Jr. and welcome to another episode of Hans's Random Stuff. Now, before I get to today's episode, first things first, I'd like to give a big shout out to my new subscribers. As of right now, as I'm recording this, I have about 105 subscribers, which still not to my minimum goal of 125, but I have a little faith that we can get there. But remember, for me to continue, I just need at least 125 subscribers. But if I get up to 150 subscribers, I will do these videos at least to the end of the year. And maybe I'm going to do something crazy. I hadn't even thought about that yet, but I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But regardless, thank you all to the subscribers, and for y'all who are just coming in, please subscribe, and let's continue on something that I think is very good for everyone. Now, doing something a little different for today, and this is why this is called Hans's Random Thoughts. I guess that's my pose for this. But so the one thing I want to talk about today is a debate, and I like to say it's a healthy debate that's been going on the internet for these past 2 weeks. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this question: who would win in a hand-to-hand combat fight? A silverback gorilla or 100 men? Yep, it's really starting this big debate on the internet, and still going on today as we speak. And so, well, let's talk about it. So, first things first, I actually asked some random people on their opinion of who would win, a silverback gorilla or 100 men. Let's hear those people right now.
I feel like 100 men should win, but if they all charge at once. If they all go like little by little, I feel like the gorilla would have a good chance to win.
All right, so I think that the gorilla would win. A lot of people aren't versed in fist fighting, and I feel like the strength of a gorilla is definitely nothing to sneeze at. So my vote is for the gorilla.
I think the gorilla would actually be the one to come on top. Just physical, doesn't get as much tired, has a lot more muscle mass, plus it has more determination. I think they go based on instinct, based not so much reasoning, based on humans. So I think they would actually be overwhelming 100 men, assuming that they all kind of lined up and not at one time.
So if 100 humans went against one gorilla, the easiest way and probably the most fastest way to beat the gorilla is 25 humans go in the front, 25 humans go in the back, and then they split 25 and 25 on the left and right side to overpower the gorilla and to take down the gorilla.
Okay. I believe a gorilla would also win against 100 men due to the fact that it's difficult for men to reach the same opinion on matters. And it may be true that they could agree that they all want to take down a gorilla, but even so, only roughly 10 or 12 of them can attack at the same time. And the gorilla, based on how strong it is, can take them down. That's why I believe the gorilla would win against 100 men.
Okay, well, it depends. Are we talking about 100 guys that look like Ronnie Coleman or 100 guys that look like me? Because if it's 100 guys like me, gorilla wins. If it's 100 guys like Ronnie Coleman, I think we humans got it.
All right, so talking about a gorilla and 100 men. And now this is 100 men unarmed, correct? Okay. 100 men unarmed. We don't have anything that's going to pierce, do any type of damage. I don't even think 1,000 men. I mean, a gorilla has a bite force better than a lion, can lift over 1,000 pounds, will rip you from limb to limb. At any one time, what, 7, 8 guys is going to be the only people that could be around? I don't care if it's 100. I mean, you could just keep on coming in and he'll be taking them out one by one. There really isn't a competition there. We have nothing in our arsenal, personally, naturally, that will give any competition to a gorilla. So, gorilla 100%.
Silverback gorilla would win hands down, unless he had some the human being had supernatural powers or something, just because he's more powerful. Just powerful. That's my opinion. Not a zoologist or anything, but we're just not as strong as the gorilla, unless it was 100 men like me.
I think 100 men would beat one gorilla. Part of the reason is that humans are gifted with the ability to strategize against the gorilla. So I feel as though if you get 100 well-trained men, like Marines, they can come up with a strategy to get the gorilla down. But, a lot of other factors come into place, like what's the environment? Is it going to be like a dome environment? Is it going to be like out in the wilderness? Can you use rocks to create weapons? Can you use sticks to create weapons? So a lot of variables come into place. But I think if you get 100 well-trained men, they would beat the gorilla.
Yes, my opinion, the gorilla would win hands down. Because you have no weapons, and he fights. He does not fight fair. He fights the way an animal would fight. So he uses his teeth, his claws, and he doesn't care where he grabs you. So you would lose hands down.
Well, there you go. You've seen the opinions of all these people, and it sounds like people are leaning towards the gorilla side, that's for sure. And I could see why. Some of the reasonings I really enjoyed, but big shout out to the people who decided to be on this video and talk about this. All right, let's talk about my take. Who I think will win, the silverback gorilla or 100 men? All right, so here's where I'll start. First of all, let's talk about the gorilla. A silverback gorilla, which is one of the biggest gorilla species out there. And according to my research, these gorillas can weigh between 600 to 800 pounds. That's one big gorilla, that's for sure. And if they're standing up, you're talking about them being more or less between 8 to 9 feet tall, which is pretty tall, all right? And so, but one thing that I think some people may be underestimating when they say the 100 men could win is how strong this gorilla is. Man, they beat their chest with some force and they could take it. Put it this way, all right? Let's think about another different animal. Let's talk about a chimpanzee. Now, people think, oh, the chimpanzee is so cute. Clearly, they haven't seen the movie Nope. But a chimpanzee, when they become wild and start beating up on people, they are so strong. Not only can they kill people, but one tug of your arm could definitely rip your arm out. And we're talking about a chimpanzee here. Now, with a chimpanzee who probably weighs between 50 to 80 pounds, imagine an 800-pound gorilla. I mean, come on now. One swipe and your head may come off. I don't care if it's 100 men. Yeah, that is a lot of men, but yeah, there's no way. And let's not only talk about the gorilla's strength. The gorillas are very agile animals. They could punch you in one and then turn around and punch you in another one. Now, the debate is, okay, how about they strategize and try to get to that gorilla? Okay, you could strategize, but man, these guys don't have weapons. They don't, not even knives. How are they going to even get close to this gorilla? Let's say they send 10 people, right? And that gorilla punches out like 7 of them already, right on the block. And of course, one person said, oh yeah, the guy could go for the eyes or nose. Yeah, good luck getting there. Let alone if that gorilla bites you, their force is even more powerful than a lion. But let's forget about strength for a sec. Let's think about this mentally. If 100 men go after this gorilla and they see this gorilla pretty much dismembering people left and right, do you really think the rest of the people are going to be like, all right, we got a chance, we're going to get it? Nah. I think of normal people, let's say myself, for example, if I see that, I'm like, nope, I am out. Nope. I like my head. All right, I like my arm. I like to be whole. Why am I fighting a gorilla to begin with? Yeah, I think that's a good question to ask. Now, the other argument, too, is how about, Navy SEALs or Green Berets? First of all, they do rely on weapons. That's number one. But maybe they have a better shot. Maybe they do. But let's face it, that gorilla, this stamina is greater than any man out there. That gorilla, if it's fighting for its life, it will find a way to win 100 men. Yeah, even they send 7 at a time. Yeah, no, there's no way. I don't see that gorilla losing whatsoever. Now, one more thing that people say, how about those WWE wrestlers? Those big, brawly, sometimes they might beat their chest too. Like Tarzan. Man, Tarzan just knew how to communicate with apes. Actually, he was raised by apes anyway. That was a different story. But first of all, they're on steroids. And people who use steroids, their bones and muscles are weaker. Don't believe me? Go talk to people who have used steroids, and then let's see if they haven't broken a leg anytime soon, all right? Let alone that factor of, that mental issues that steroids come up with. So yeah, that's definitely no. And in the end, to end this debate, in my personal opinion, and I think you already know this, the Silverback gorilla is going to win. There is no way. There's a reason why they tranquilize these gorillas and take them to the zoo or wherever they need to be. All right? There is a reason why King Kong is hard to beat. There is a reason why people are afraid of these apes. There's just no way. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe on YouTube. Let's get to at least a minimum of 125 subscribers. Make sure you comment. Like, what do y'all think that's going to win? The gorilla or the 100 man? Please let me know. I would love to read those comments. And yeah, please share and like the video. And yeah, hopefully you will enjoy these future videos. All right, everyone. Thank you all for watching. Until the next time, I'll see you there. I mean, I think even a spider monkey can defeat one human being, like seriously. Even a little monkey will bite your ear off, so really? Like really?